Are you a CEO or a director in an organization or a business? Welcome to this digital marketing crash course. Now, why would you be interested in a digital marketing crash course? Well, there are many reasons, and from my experience talking to different clients, what I found is that many organizations will have this meeting with stakeholders and several managers, and then they'll say, we need to do more digital marketing. Now, as the leader of this group of people, it will be very helpful for you to be able to speak the language. So that is one of the objectives of this digital marketing crash course, to give you the overview so that when you are having this discussion, you can have an intelligent discussion about what needs to be done, who needs to be hired, what that person needs to do. So you may not be interested in becoming an expert, and you don't really have to, because you're already an expert in other things. You might be an expert at organizing people, developing your business, managing your organization, growing your organization. You might even be an expert at other forms of advertising and marketing. But this whole digital marketing thing, in this crash course, what I want to do is give you the overview so that whether you are discussing with your stakeholders, whether you are hiring someone, whether you're checking on what someone is doing, you can quickly spot the most important aspects of that work, okay? So that's what we're going to do in this digital marketing crash course. Now, before we get started, maybe you're coming across me for the first time. So who am I? My name is Susan Wenda Mlongoti. I'm a digital marketing consultant and trainer. I have been doing digital marketing since 2011, so I have more than 10 years experience. I've worked with several different organizations. I've worked with individuals. Sometimes I deal with small business owners. I train them on how they can market for themselves. So I've written several books on this subject. These are just some of the books. So this one is about marketing strategy, general marketing strategy. It's my best-selling book. Then I've written several books on social media marketing. This is one of them. This one specifically is on social media paid ads. So these books are all available on Amazon. I've written more than 9 books. So these are the ones I'm showing you here. These are just some examples. So I teach small business owners because I love dealing with small business owners, but usually the small business owners cannot hire. I also run an agency where we help organizations to implement digital marketing. So for the bigger organizations, we implement. For the smaller business owners, we train them. And for individuals, we also train them, and they can also read these books, okay? So I started doing online marketing years back when I was trying to market my own business. Then as I was growing my presence online, organizations started approaching me to say, hey, how are you doing this thing online? That's how I started offering digital marketing services from my own experience, offering it to organizations, then teaching smaller businesses. My professional background is actually engineering, so I'm very comfortable around technology. So I found it very easy to be able to merge my passion for entrepreneurship, passion for marketing, and technology. That's why I'm in this digital marketing space. Okay, now let's get started. What are we going to cover in this video? We're going to cover digital marketing basics. What is digital marketing and how does it differ from traditional marketing? And what are the common things between digital marketing and traditional marketing? I remember one of my clients who has been in business for a long time. He came to me and said, I want you to teach me everything that you know. How long is that going to take? So I told him that would take a very long time, but I'm going to offer you a shortcut. So what is that shortcut? That's what I'm going to offer you as well, because this is a crash course. I'm going to offer you a shortcut that applies to digital marketing and also to traditional marketing. Then we're going to look at the different skills that you can expect within digital marketing. Then we're going to talk about how to create a digital marketing strategy. Then we'll talk about how to link everything you're doing online to actual sales results in your business, because that's what you're looking for. You want actual sales. Okay, so let's get started. The first one, what is the shortcut between digital marketing and traditional marketing? So if you look at marketing, what is marketing? When you are marketing, you are simply communicating. You are telling people about what you offer, your organization, your products, your services. What is the purpose of this communication? You want them to buy from you. So if you're using traditional methods, you might be communicating through radio, television, billboards, newspapers, print media. You are communicating. These are your traditional channels of communication. When you're talking about digital marketing, You are simply communicating over digital channels. You are using apps, you're using social media, you are using email, you are using blogs, you are using websites, you are using various online channels. So in both cases, you are marketing. That's one of the common things between digital and traditional. So sometimes digital marketing sounds very complicated because of the various technologies, okay? When you hear someone talking about digital marketing in a way that sounds complicated, I know why it's sounding complicated. Maybe they're going to be mentioning things like search engine optimization, search engine marketing, digital marketing, PPC, paid advertising, UX, which is user experience design. Maybe they'll be talking about automation. Maybe they'll be talking about funnels. Maybe they'll be talking about landing pages. Maybe they'll be talking about various types of what they call all-in-one software. Maybe they'll be talking about e-learning. Maybe they'll be talking about e-commerce, payment gateways, and all these the other things. But I'm going to give you a shortcut. So what is a shortcut? You need to go back to, let me give you an example why I like using this shortcut. One of my mentors was teaching me something about marketing because I've got people who I learn from as well. So he said that if you look at sports, so if we use an example of sports, what's the difference between someone who gets paid millions and someone who doesn't get paid much, someone who's playing soccer? What you notice is that each of these things is doing some of the very similar things. They are both running, they're both kicking the ball, they're both passing the ball, and they're both trying to score, okay? So you find that the basic things that they are doing are the same. So someone who's just doing soccer as a hobby and someone who's getting paid millions, the basics are the same. Digital marketing, the basics of digital marketing are the same. Someone who's doing it in an advanced way, these people have got a whole department of digital marketers, growth hackers, and all that. Even someone who's just got one page with just a few followers, the basics they are doing are the same. But why is one person making millions and why is another person struggling? It's the fine details, the details that are different. The more you can execute these details in a better way, you can refine them, you can fine-tune them, the better the results you're going to get. So what are these basics? If you've been around my work, you know these basics. They're just three. The first one is you need to get people to know you. That is visibility. The second one is you need to get people to trust you. That is credibility. The third one, you need to convert, or you can ask for a commitment. That is what we call, most of the time, it's sales. So get them to know you, get them to trust you, then you can ask them to buy. Just 3 steps. So these are the basics. Whenever you are doing any kind of marketing, imagine this, you go door to door, you are selling maybe some shoes, okay? The first thing you're going to do, you knock, you introduce yourself. You want to be visible. You want them to get to know you. Second thing, you're going to start talking about the product you're offering. You want to build rapport. You want them to trust you. Then you're going to ask for the sale. Same thing happens online. One of the biggest mistakes people do when they go online, they want to skip these steps. These steps are based on human psychology. Human psychology doesn't change. If you're marketing door to door, you're marketing to people. If you're marketing over radio, the person listening is human. If you're marketing on social media, the same thing. So that's the shortcut. The shortcut is human psychology. Human psychology doesn't change. The way you build a relationship with people doesn't change, no matter the platform that you are using. So even if you're going to use the most advanced technology, at the end of the day, you are talking to a human being. Now, how do these 3 steps now fit into social media marketing? Now, that's when we move into strategy. So if you go into digital marketing strategy, someone comes to you offering you digital marketing strategy, you need to be able to clearly see how they are going to help you gain visibility, number one, how they are going to help you gain trust or credibility. So now, these 3 simple steps, like I have said, they follow human psychology. Let me give another example that will cement the idea. So this is another thing that I learned from one of my mentors. His name is Ryan Dice. So we were discussing this same concept of marketing on the internet and following the fact that human beings think the same all the time. The human psychology doesn't change. Think about the situation of marriage proposal. When someone is making a marriage proposal, it's like a sale. You are asking for a big commitment from someone. That sale cannot happen without the first two steps. So the first one is visibility, get to know each other, credibility, build a relationship of trust before you can ask for a commitment. If you skip these two, it's like going to a total stranger and saying, will you marry me? Will you be my wife? Most people are not going to take that kindly. They'll say you are a strange person or you are a weirdo. How do you approach a total stranger and say, would you be my wife? But if you've first known each other, built a relationship of trust, then you can ask for a commitment. And here's another thing. The bigger the commitment you are asking for, the more important this relationship of trust is. This makes sense if you've been doing big deals, which you have obviously if you're a CEO, then you know this process. If you've gone to a client, maybe the first time they saw your ad, or maybe you reached out the first time, you had to go and do a proposal, you had to go back for another meeting, you had to follow up. Why are you going through this process? Because that's the way human psychology works. They know you, then they start building a relationship of trust. They're checking you out. So always remember, whenever someone comes to you to say, I'm going to offer you digital marketing, just look for three things: visibility, credibility or trust, then sales. So just ask, how are each of these things going to be done? Then you're okay. Now, let's talk about how we create this strategy and how we're going to link it to real business results. What you want when you go to do marketing, whether it's online or anywhere else, you want business results. How are you going to decide the strategy in a way that fits into your business so that whenever you're investing into this digital marketing, you are going to see actual sales? Because that's the whole point. Otherwise, then what are you doing if it's not bringing sales? It cannot be called marketing if it's not bringing customers, okay? So now, creating a digital marketing strategy. How are you going to create that? The answer to this question heavily depends on your business model. Your business model. What do I mean by this? Your route to market. Others use the term route to market. How do you sell? How do you deliver? If you're an e-commerce business, you transact online. If you're an e-commerce business, you're transacting online, which means you can carry out most of the activities online. You can do visibility online, credibility online, and actual sales, because even the transactions will happen online. Then someone just goes to deliver. If it's a software product, in fact, everything can happen online. If it's a software product where you need to go and do a sales demo, that is different. If you're a mass market company, maybe you are selling drinks or sweets or biscuits, lotion, skincare. What you're going to do, if you've got a big distribution network, your digital marketing strategy will be focused on high visibility. You want to be top of mind so that when someone goes into a supermarket, they're looking at the brands, they should instantly recognize your brand. Your brand should stand out. It should be like they are familiar with it. So you're creating a strategy. This strategy will depend on your organization. I've had clients who are into mass market, so the online marketing had to push so much of top of mind. I've had clients where they need to go and see potential customers in person. So in this case, the online marketing strategy only comes in on visibility and credibility. Then we collect information. We call it lead generation. We generate the leads. Then they get in contact with the client, set up an appointment to go and see the client in person. So your strategy depends on your business model. So you're going to see, okay, this is how we are selling. This is how we're getting visibility. This is how we're building credibility. This is how we actually sell. So which of these are we going to do online? And how does the online fit into what we are doing now? If we are doing B2B sales, for example, you're going to focus on lead generation. If you're doing, like I said, mass market, you're going to focus so much on building top of mind. If you're doing e-commerce, you're going to optimize for actual sales. Okay? So this is digital marketing crash course. Now, what are the skills that a digital marketing person is supposed to have? Again, that depends on how you are going to execute the various things. So let's say we're going to use a platform like Facebook. Now, before you even make a decision about which platform to use, you need to think about who is the ideal target client. Who is the ideal target client and where are you likely to find them? If you're B2B, you're looking for CEOs in your business, LinkedIn will be a good option, Google will be a good option, YouTube will be a good option, Facebook. The reason why I answer Facebook in almost every situation is that Facebook has got everyone. Facebook is like this big ocean that has got different sizes of fish. It's very weird calling people fish, but you get the idea. Facebook has got everyone, even the CEOs, the most senior people you are looking for, you are trying to sell to, they'll be on Facebook. But their behavior on Facebook will be very different from their behavior on other platforms. So let's say, okay, we've decided, we've done an analysis. So we need to start with an analysis of the business model, then the target client, then where they can be found. Let's say we've settled on Facebook. Now, what are the skills that will be needed? First one, you need a strategist. A strategist is the one who's going to make a plan to say, this is the kind of strategy we're going to have. This is the kind of content we're going to create. This is the kind of voice, brand voice. So whenever I'm talking with clients, one of the things I want them to decide is, how do they want to sound? Do they want to sound funny? Do they want to sound controversial? Do they want to sound corporate? You make those decisions. A strategist is going to make those decisions. How often are we going to create content? Okay. What kind of content are we going to create? So you need a planner. That's one skill. A planner is someone who needs to understand social media. They need to know marketing. They need to know your business. They need to understand sales. They need to know selling psychology. So your planner or the strategist is going to be the most skilled person on the team. Now, here's what I've seen. Sometimes some of my clients, especially my students, they want a shortcut. They skip the strategist. They go and hire someone who's good at making cute graphics. So this person is a graphics designer. That's another skill. So they skip the strategist. They go to the graphics designer who makes beautiful visual content. Then they come back and say, we're not getting sales. Well, because you didn't plan. You skipped the planning. So the planner is needed. The graphics designer is needed for the visual content. If you want to add photography, especially on a regular basis, you need to have someone doing photography. If you want to add video content, you need someone who's doing video. If you want to do, so there are various types of video. So there's video like what I'm creating right now, sitting in front of a camera. There can be animation video. There can be whiteboard video. So there are different types of video, okay? So all this is content. Then you want a writer, someone who can write content. It could be creative content, it could be educational content or sales content. So even within writing, we can actually narrow it down to different types of writing. They can be copywriting, they can be educational writing. Maybe you want also some funny content. So a planner, a visual graphics designer, someone to do video, someone to do writing. These are some of the skills. Then you need another skill. If you're going to market, there are two times when you need this skill. When you are looking for a highly specific type of person, Facebook has got millions of users. If you are looking for a very narrow, let's say you're looking for finance managers, that's a very specific type of person. Out of the 3 million people, how many finance managers are there? They're probably going to be less than 300,000. So how do you narrow down the audience? You need someone who's good at paid advertising. That's what this book is about, actually. It's my biggest book, interestingly. Out of all the books I've written, you'll see it on Amazon if you want. It's my biggest book. Someone who's specialized at PPC. PPC stands for pay per click. Okay, so paid advertising is a skill that is very important when you are looking for a very specific type of person. Like I gave an example of finance managers. Maybe you are selling a product or a service or a software that is specific to a very specific person. If you go on Facebook, out of the millions of users, who is this manager? Because if you don't know how to select them, to target them, then you're going to find that you are advertising, people are commenting, they're liking, but they are not buying anything. Another time when you need this skill is when you want to grow fast. So there are two types of growth on online. There's organic growth and there is paid growth. So when you want to grow faster, you can pay for growth. So you need someone who knows paid advertising. Now, apart from these skills which I've listed, you might also want to add other things. Let's say you want to include your website in the marketing mix. Then you need someone who is now we call it a full stack digital marketer. So someone like me who's got a wide range of digital marketing skills, who understands how social media is going to link into your website, what is supposed to happen on the website. Maybe you are also going to ask people to sign up for a newsletter, which means you're going to add some email marketing there. If you've got an e-commerce store, you're going to need those skills as well. But the most basic, just for social media, like I said, you need a strategist or a planner, a content creator. There's written content, there's graphics content, there's video content. If you're marketing outside social media, you also need a bit of additional skills, someone who can market a website, someone who can also do some email marketing. So this is the end of the crash course. Now, what are you supposed to do next? Well, it depends. What do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? What is your business model? Do you want this plan to be implemented in-house? Do you have the skills in-house, or do your people need to be trained? So that's one option. You can say, we want to implement in-house. We already have a sales and marketing team. They need to be trained. So in that case, you need to book for a training. Or you can say, no, we want to delegate. Everyone on our team is busy. They already have their own tasks. So we need to delegate. In that case, you can book for an appointment so that we discuss and see which option is going to work well. Which of these things I've discussed need to go into your strategy? How are you going to implement? Then, if you are a DIY, you are a small business owner, you are the one who's handling everything, what you need to do is to have the skill. So those are the two options. Either you get the training to implement in-house as the business owner because the organization is small, or to train your team because you have a team that you want them to implement, or you want to delegate everything. So if you are interested in any of this, you would like to discuss further, there must be a button above or below this video where you can book. So there must be a button for WhatsApp if you want to chat on WhatsApp, or if you want to chat on LinkedIn. Or if you want to chat on Telegram. Get in touch, send a message and say, I'm interested in this. Then we'll take it up from there. We create a plan that is going to be suitable for your organization, for your business, to help you to achieve your business goals. So this is the end of the crash course. What have we covered? We talked about marketing and how it's related no matter where you market because of that shortcut. Remember the shortcut? Human psychology. You're talking to human beings. The way human beings go from being a total stranger to someone who trusts you is the same. So always apply that principle everywhere. We talked about how you can create a strategy. It depends on the type of business, who you're trying to target, how you deliver. Are you e-commerce? Are you mass market? Are you niche? All those things are going to matter. We also talked about some of the skills that you should have on your team for you to be able to have a good digital marketing strategy implementation. I'll see you when you book.